Hello, Simon Kids subscribers. My name is Mark Young, and I created a book series called Franken-Sci High. It's about a secret high school that's in the Bermuda Triangle where mad scientists send their kids to learn how to be mad scientists. And those kids, those students can be humans or robots or brains in jars, all kinds of things. Anyway, I'd love to read to you one of my favorite sequences in book number 1. Book 1 is called What's the Matter with Newton? And it's all about these 3 characters. There is Newton, Theremin, he's in the middle, and Shelley. They become best friends in this first book. And there are a lot of things that are happening in the first book, but one of the big events is that they learn to work together to make a project, a special project for the school's science fair. And that's where we're going to begin right now. When they arrived at the Hall of Mad Science, it was noisy with the sounds of students setting up their projects. Newton stopped when they stepped inside, taking it all in. There was a large banner overhead that read, "Welcome to the Mad Science Fair." Newton looked around and he recognized some of the other students. There was Tootie Vanderfluten, who was walking around with a one-eyed, one-horned purple monster on a chain leash. And the monster looked quite sweet at first glance, but when anyone but Tootie tried to pet it, the monster roared and displayed rows and rows of razor-sharp teeth. There was Gustav Goddard's display, which was a sign that read, "What's more fun than balloon animals? Sentient balloon animals." Above him, a dog made of blue balloons was chasing a cat made of yellow balloons. Tori Twitcher proudly stood in front of a gigantic glass aquarium with a robotic shark that she had created, and it was swimming around inside it, back and forth, snapping its jaws. Newton couldn't believe all of the great inventions and the experiments. Everywhere he turned, he saw something new and inventive. Edible tattoos, gravity in a can, elevator fart eraser spray. Newton started to feel a little nervous. "These are some great projects," he said. "Ours is great too," Shelley assured him. "Look, here's our spot, D17. Theremin dropped the crate that he was carrying with a clatter, and they quickly began to assemble their display. Newton's confidence began to climb. Their invention was really a winner. Mimi walked up just as they were putting on the finishing touches. She stopped and folded her arms across her chest. "This is your winning invention?" she snorted. "A bookshelf?" The center of their display featured a very tall metal bookshelf, as tall as the shelves in the library. "No, Mimi, but nice try," Shelley said. "Newton, why don't you demonstrate for our friend?" "Sure," Newton said. He slipped on their invention, a pair of opalescent gloves and matching socks, and he approached one of the slippery flat sides of the bookcase. Then he casually climbed up to the top shelf, using the gloves and socks to stick to the side. He took a book from the top shelf and easily climbed back down. "We call them sticky savers," Shelley said proudly. "No ladders needed, no complicated gear. You can carry the gloves and socks in your backpack so you can climb anything whenever you need to." Newton was grinning with pride from ear to ear. After all, the invention had been inspired by his own biology. Then he suddenly got worried that Mimi would remember when he hung onto the glass wall of the Airy Cafe during the power surge the other day. Would she put 2 and 2 together and realize that their invention was actually based on his own special ability? Mimi's eyes narrowed. She said. "That's a pretty sophisticated invention created by somebody with amnesia." Newton took a deep breath. She didn't seem to be onto him or realize that he had special talents. At that, Odafin rolled up with Rotwang close behind. Now, Odafin is one of the other students in the school, and he happens to be a brain floating inside a jar. And Rotwang is his lab assistant, whose only job is to push Odafin around. Here we go. And then Odafin said, "If you even believe that he has amnesia, I don't believe it for a second," he said. "There's something not right about you, Newton Warp." "Speaking of not right," Theremin noted, "you do realize that you're a brain floating in a jar, don't you, Odafin?" Mimi sniffed. "Well, I have more brains than all of you combined, and you're not going to win this. My invention is the best this school has ever or will ever see." She stuck her nose in the air, turned, and walked away as Odafin and Rotwang followed after her. What is her invention anyway?" Shelley asked. "Only one way to find out," Theremin said. "Come on, follow me." Shelley stayed behind to watch their project, while Theremin and Newton followed Mimi as she strolled down the crowded rows of displays. Then they froze when they heard farting sounds. Higgy, he's Newton's roommate, Higgy walked up behind them wearing shoes with thick, springy heels. "Hey guys," he said, "like my invention?" "Fart shoes?" Newton guessed. "The first and only," Higgy said, taking another step. "And boy, they're a hit. Everyone's trying out my prototype pairs." Higgy was right. Farting sounds were sprouting up all around them in all directions. "Nice, Higgy," Newton said. "Good luck." They spotted Mimi up ahead and followed her to the largest display in the room. It was a huge volcano that nearly touched the ceiling. A large bubble covered the top of the volcano. Mimi noticed the two boys and she grinned. "Jealous of my crowning achievement?" "Looks like more of a third-grade science project to me," Theremin said. "What's so great about an artificial volcano?" "This is just a prototype," Mimi smiled as she rubbed her hands together. "The real ones will be life-size and portable, working, real volcanoes. Just think about it. They're perfect for world domination. Some town doesn't want to give in to your demands? Well, just plop one of these babies. Nothing inspires mad science devotion like a volcano that can erupt at the touch of a button. My parents' company have already agreed to manufacture it. It's going to be huge." What's that bubble on top for?" Newton asked. "For demonstration purposes only, Newton," Mimi replied. "So the volcano can erupt without really melting down the place." She pressed a button and the volcano erupted. The bubble contained the lava and it diverted it down into a tank. "Heat-proof bubble, heat-proof tank," Mimi said. Newton had to admit that he was impressed. "Wow, Mimi, that's pretty awesome." "Of course it is," Mimi laughed. Newton and Theremin walked back to their display. "I don't know, Theremin," Newton said, worried. "There are a lot of amazing projects here, and Mimi's is like super amazing. I know she thought she was building a portable volcano, but that bubble tank idea could really save lives by protecting people from eruptions, whether she intended to do that or not. I don't think we can win." "Never say never," Theremin said. And then they heard Mumtaz's voice. "It's time to announce our winners," she said from behind a lectern. "Please join us in the main stage." Newton looked at his friends. "Well, this is it." On a table beside Ms. Mumtaz, there were 3 trophies, a big one for first prize, a shorter one for second prize, and an even tinier one for third prize. The school's professors sat in chairs behind her, and they included Professor Wag, Dr. Juvenal, Leviathan, Professor Phlegm, Snollygoster, and a few others. Professor Leviathan even caught Newton's eye and gave him a not-so-subtle thumbs up. He held his breath. Was she signaling that he and Shelley and Theremin were the winners? "We'll start with third prize, which is a feast at Airy Cafe," Mumtaz announced. I'm pleased to announce that it goes to a group of talented freshmen, Shelley Ravenholt, Theremin Razika, and Newton Warp, for their sticky savers. Mrs. Mumtaz held up the gloves and socks for all to see, and everyone cheered. Newton tried to smile, but he was disappointed. There was only one prize that really mattered to him, and this wasn't it. Shelley squeezed his hand. Sorry, Newton, but we did try our best. Yeah, I know, Newton sighed. At least we had a chance to work on something together, didn't we? You, me, and Theremin. Rumble! All of a sudden, the floor of the science hall began to shake. Displays began to topple over. Everyone turned to see smoke rushing out of Mimi's volcano. It was about to erupt. Mrs. Crowninshield, please turn that off, Mrs. Mumtaz warned. Mimi, do it now! Mimi was frantically pushing a button on her remote control device. I'm trying. It's not working. The bubble above the volcano shattered, and heat-proof glass hit the floor. Mimi screamed, Run for your lives! Everyone! It's going to erupt lava! Real lava! And that's where I'll stop. Thank you for joining me. And for more videos like this one, subscribe to the Simon Kids YouTube channel and check back in often for more videos. One last thing, there are a lot of things that can help your brain grow. And one of my favorites is to read. I so enjoyed reading to you. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.